I'm Heather LaVigne. I am the author of Barren, which is a story of women in the Bible who struggled with infertility, with my own story interweaved in between those stories. I grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, actually in Hudsonville. I lived here pretty much all of my young adulthood, went and moved to Chicago, became a nurse practitioner, moved back for the love of my life, my husband Brent, back in 2010 when we got married. Went away for a little bit to Ann Arbor, but then came back to Grand Rapids to stay and raise a family. So about 2 years into our most perfect marriage, my husband and I, we realized that this wasn't going to happen according to plan. We were really hopeful to start a family, not to have necessarily a big family, but we both came from families with 3 kids. And so we were a little bit older. We'd focused on our careers first, and we decided that it was time to start. And about a year and a half in, we realized something wasn't right. And so, like many couples, we sought out our general practitioners and talked to our family doctors about it. And then that led to referrals to reproductive endocrinologists and suggestion of adoption agencies. And then kind of in the middle of it, we decided that it was just becoming too much and really started pursuing adoption. It was around that time that I started experiencing severe abdominal pain and significant medical symptoms resulting in a diagnosis of stage 4 endometriosis, which was the cause for infertility all along. After that, we had to seek out specialty infertility care with advanced reproductive endocrinology and underwent IVF, resulting in the birth of our twins. And after we had our twins, we thought life was great and our family was complete. And it was during that season that we started naturally getting pregnant and then miscarrying those children. And it was during that season that I realized that my heart so badly wanted a 3rd child. And so we went through another season of secondary infertility, resulting in multiple miscarriages, and sometimes miscarriages that were of spontaneous pregnancies. And it was during that season that my heart really started to break open, and I really started to question my faith, and I really started to question the God that I knew at that time and his identity. And I really started to question whether this faith was for me. And I wanted to walk away from the faith that I so surely thought I knew. But it was there that God met us. It was there that God showed me through women of the Bible, through families of the Bible, that he loved, that he can use infertility to restore someone's heart. And he restored mine in that story. And so I'm excited to share that story with you through my book, Barren. And I'm excited to meet you and serve you and pray for you, because this book is for women, their families, and their communities suffering from loss and grief. After I wrote the book, my publisher came to me and said, hey, I really think that you need to learn how to speak. And so I took a teaching class through Teach Equip. 2 women out of Texas started this group. That's Kelly Needham and Lizzie Schott. It teaches lay people how to get into the Word and teach the Bible clearly to their communities and to their local church, most importantly. And so through a series of events, God kept on bringing this platform, this community to me and saying, hey, I think you should do that, Heather. And I finally agreed to it and was incredibly blessed to learn that it was a great tool for me to use, not only to speak for my book, but more importantly, to support my local church. And so over the course of about 8 to 9 months, I learned how to teach under that curriculum and was incredibly loved and supported through the Teach Equip program. Not only, I think, is it really useful to be able to, in the privacy of your own home, kind of read and be challenged in your faith, but I also just have a huge passion for women who need supporting face-to-face, who need prayer face-to-face, who need community surrounded by them. One of the most powerful moments that I've had was being in a auditorium full of women in their support circles really suffering actively in current grief. Being able to pray for them, being able to put arms around them and to support them and to say, I've been on the journey that you've been, and I've been past the journey that you've been, and I need you to know that God loves you in this time, and God is with you, to be able to provide that confidence and show that this journey indeed will come to peace at some point if you stay with Jesus. This book is for any woman who is experiencing infertility, multiple miscarriages, loss, childlessness, or the loss of a child. It's also for their community. It's for their families. It's for those that are around them trying to wrap their arms around this deep grief that they bear, that they carry every day. Because all of us have been in situations where we're just at a loss for words of how to love and how to support on our loved one that is going through this dark valley that seems never ending. And so in the book, I provide a lot of tools for emotional support and spiritual support for these women that walk this road so that they can feel that they are loved and they are seen. So being a nurse practitioner for the past 15 years has really been integral in my journey through infertility and loss. It's provided a lot of background, sometimes background that is scary, because I know the diagnoses, I know the workup, I know all the medicalization that goes into this diagnosis and taking care of a woman who has suffered from a long time of infertility. But also, I am also the woman who is scared and has never had to walk into a procedure room and has never had to undergo IVF. And so I experience a lot of the same things that every woman experiences going through this valley and this journey. But having the knowledge of medicine has been both a blessing and at times has been really a challenge. I'm really excited to be able to merge two of the biggest callings that I've had on my life, both as a nurse practitioner in medicine for the past 15 years, and now with the new calling of supporting women and their families going through infertility. I know that God is going to use the abilities that He gave me to help people in hospital rooms and in clinic rooms, and I know that is going to transcribe in a different way to hopefully show others how my heart was restored through my difficult journey, and I hope that brings you hope as well. I would love it if you dropped your email on our website so that way we can connect about my book and updates on speaking events I'm a part of. I know this journey is really hard. I know some days it feels like you can hardly get by minute to minute, but I hope that in sharing my story through the women of the Bible that you might experience some peace, if not just for a few minutes, and even better for the days ahead.